You know that moment when you see someone doing exactly what you wish you could do? That split second before your brain kicks in with all the reasons why you cannot, should not, are not ready? Yeah, let's talk about what's actually happening in that moment because it is not what you think. I spent years watching other women walk confidently in heels, and this is like an example from my life. And every single time, I would feel this mix of attraction and resistance in the same time. I would tell myself stories like, it is impractical, it is not my style, I do not need that kind of attention. But here's what I discovered. That resistance, it is not protecting me. It was holding me hostage from something I actually wanted to explore. This is insane because actually realizing that this resistance was not protecting me but holding me from something I really wanted to explore, really acknowledging all of this made me make different kinds of changes in my life that led to really great outcomes, really amazing, lovely outcomes. Think about something that keeps catching your eye. For me, it was the heels, for example. You know, that thing that you have been watching others do for months, maybe even years, like me starting this YouTube channel, for example. I was planning to do that for 7 years. Maybe it is that person who simply says, no, I will not, and moves on with their day. Maybe it's someone who applies everywhere that interests them, sending out even 10 or even more applications when they match only half of their requirements because hey, like why not? If one says no, there are at least 9 more options. That classmate who raises their hand to answer a question or to ask questions, even when they are not 100% sure, because they just know that there are no dumb questions, which is true, only opportunities to learn. That person who walks up to a group at a conference, introduces themselves, and jumps right into the conversation like it's the most natural thing in the world, for example. Someone who shares their opinion in a group chat, even if it goes against the majority. You know that feeling when you notice these things? It is not random. It is your inner voice pointing to parts of yourself that you are ready to grow. Not because you need to copy what others are doing, but because something in you recognizes a possibility you have not allowed yourself to consider. For me, those heels were not actually about the shoes. They were about allowing myself to stand tall, to make noise when I walk, to take up space differently. Now I wear them whenever I want to. Not because everyone should wear heels. I don't think so that everyone should. That is 100% a preference. But because I stopped fighting the specific desire in myself. And here's what's fascinating. Once I started paying attention to these reactions, as I mentioned earlier, instead of pushing them away, I noticed them everywhere. Like, for example, the way I would analyze every successful business owner's strategy instead of starting my own. The same with a YouTube channel. Thinking about starting the YouTube, planning, all of that instead of just doing that, which is understandable for myself back then. How I would watch other people share their ideas in meetings while me telling myself that mine were not good enough. The times I would rewatch confident speakers while insisting I was not ready to share my message, and maybe that my message was not good enough. Each one was pointing to something I wanted but had not given myself permission to explore. Here's what I have learned. These reactions are like little flashlights illuminating the edges of your comfort zone. The stronger the reaction, the more important the message. Think of it this way. When you walk into a dark room after being in a bright sunlight, for example, you cannot see anything at first. Your eyes need to adjust. Our desires work in the same way. Sometimes we need to sit with that initial discomfort before we can see the possibility clearly. Next time you notice those strong emotions, whenever you see someone, for example, doing something, just pause. Notice where these feelings show up in your body, for example. Is it in your chest, your throat, your stomach? Get curious and ask yourself, what would I do right now if I knew I could not fail? That the word failure does not exist. That I would not judge myself if I did that. That no one else would judge myself if I did that. What exciting step could I take today? One that is just between me and my dreams. And these dreams can change. So that is why you need to take a step. Start tiny, like opening curtains in a dark room. Let the light in gradually. Look, this is not about forcing yourself into someone else's mold. That is the main point of this video. Sometimes we bloom in silence. Sometimes we bloom in spotlight. Depends on you as a person, depends on the situation, depends on the chapter of your life. Some ideas need to whisper before they can sing. There is no rush, no right way, no final destination. The only question that matters is what lights up a tiny corner of your curiosity. Every time you feel that attraction, that fascination, that I wish I could. Pause. Listen. There's wisdom there. There's a sign in there, something showing you the direction for you, waiting for you to notice it. And please share in the comments, what have you been watching from the sidelines? What possibility have you been considering, maybe even for years now? Thank you so much for watching this video. And yeah, as I said, just share in the comments any thoughts that you have, any ideas for the future videos. I have tons of ideas. I have a lot of things that I want to say, that I want to talk about, and see you in the next one. Have an amazing day, or good night, or yeah, just good luck with anything that you're doing right now. And see you next time. Bye!